Hey everyone, it's May and welcome back to my channel. In these study abroad reflection videos, I'm going to be going over every aspect of my time in Paris, France with ISA, the program that I studied with, from academics to travel to housing, you name it, to hopefully give you guys a better idea about what it's like to study abroad for those of you who are interested or who are already planning to go. Please keep in mind that my experience is very unique even with my own program because there are just so many different options for what you can do while you're there. I hope you guys enjoy these videos and that they're helpful. Let's get into it. Hey everyone, what is up? It's May and welcome back to my channel. You can't tell already, I'm back from study abroad. It is seriously crazy. I got back just a few days ago and I'm at home right now, so some of these videos are going to be at home, some of them are going to be in my apartment because at the end of the week I'm moving back to Long Beach because I'm doing summer school. Today's video is just going to be a general overview of my study abroad program and just like general information that I'm going to then dive into each topic with specific videos later on. Also, I have my mug of chai tea, which is essential. So, for those of you who didn't know, I went to Paris, France, and I went with a program called ISA, short for International Studies Abroad. They have programs literally everywhere, all around the world. So for me, this was an independent program, so not a direct exchange program through CSULB. So basically everything was like through them, not through CSULB, so I barely went to the study abroad office except just to do like my credit transfer form and stuff to get that like turned in. Like they didn't really do the planning with me at all. It was just like ISA sending me materials, filling them out, all that stuff. It was definitely like a very long process deciding which program I wanted to do, and the direct exchange program through CSULB certainly would have been cheaper and more convenient just like all around. But after talking to like advisors and professors, I kind of figured out that it wasn't going to be the best fit for me. And for one thing, I knew I really wanted to do a homestay in France and they didn't have that option. You actually had to find your own apartment, like it wasn't organized for you. You weren't guaranteed housing, and I really just didn't like that. Having it be my first time in a foreign country, I really wanted guaranteed housing. Even if I didn't end up in a homestay, I wanted them to like find an apartment for me, you know. I didn't feel prepared to go to a foreign country and like find my own housing at all. Also, this independent program just seemed like a lot more organized. The one at school, I've talked to people who have done it and it's definitely not like as put together. And another reason why I chose my program is that with the direct exchange program, I would have been put into like general French university classes with other French students, and I really wanted to be in like French language learning classes, so that's what was really cool about this program. And I know there's lots of other programs that do this too, where you're taking classes with other international students, so like you have language classes and culture classes, but like the professors are aware that like you're not fluent in French. Like no one in class is fluent in French, like it's based on your level, and so it's like not dumbed down, but it's like not like full force. Like the professors will explain things and like spell things out for you and they like go slower, and so like I didn't want to be overwhelmed. I didn't feel ready for that. Like maybe I would have been able to do it, but I personally really liked my experience being in class with other international students. Everyone else is like in the same boat. We had a placement test to determine your level, so like it was like challenging enough but not too overwhelming. I'll go more into that with academics. Finally, I really liked the fact that ISA had like excursions fit into the trip, so I knew I'd be able to do at least some traveling because like I didn't really know how that was all going to go, and like I'm gonna have a video dedicated solely to just my traveling while abroad. ISA had excursions to Belgium. We went to Ghent and Bruges and the Loire Valley, which is like in like central France basically, and we saw a bunch of like chateaus. I had a vlog. I had a Belgian vlog. I had vlogs for all these things, but anyway. And there was a day trip to Giverny, and then the Morocco was an optional trip that cost extra but like still organized by the program, and I'd always wanted to go to Morocco, so I really liked that was going to be like a group trip that was organized because I knew it would be like a lot harder and like not so safe to go by myself. So yeah, that's why I chose ISA, and they provide everything for you except your plane ticket. Obviously like your own like personal expenses like food and like personal care products, your own like traveling, all the housing and the school is included in your program cost. Textbooks, supplies, all that's extra. but I personally didn't even have to buy textbooks, which was crazy. Since I was in a homestay, I did have some meals paid for. If you're in an apartment, you would do all your own food, and they didn't provide anything. It just kind of depended, but like it was definitely expensive, but I thought that the service we got for the price was like definitely worth it. Everyone who worked in the Paris office was extremely nice and like helpful. Like I knew that if there was like ever an issue, they'd be there. They really went above and beyond. So with ISA, you got to choose your school like within the program. And for me, I didn't really have a choice because I knew I needed to be home early. Like at the same time, I would have been out if I had gone to CSULE because of my summer program. So I had to choose like Catholic University shortened semester. Like I didn't really even get a choice, but the 3 schools are Institut Catholique, La Sorbonne, not like La Sorbonne, like the big fancy French school. It's like one of their like sub campuses, I don't know, and then the American Business School of Paris. So, like if you weren't like looking to learn French and were just wanting to take like business classes, that's what people did for American Business School. And then like at the Catholic University and at La Sorbonne, it was like French language learning programs, and you're put in the part of the university that's like for French language learners. So like you're not taking just like mainstream French university classes. I think that's basically it. I was just gonna go over like sort of the schedule of the program. So we had to book our own flights. They just told us like you have to be there like on this day, like by this time to get airport pickup, and like definitely like you want airport pickup when you come in because like you don't know the city at all and you have all your luggage. So I flew with United Airlines. I booked through Student Universe, which is like a discount site for students. So I got my flight, I'm not sure this is 100% right, but I think it was around like 700 to 800 with the checked bag added on. So not too bad for a round trip. Some people found it cheaper, some people found flights that were more expensive, but also I was coming from California when a lot of people were coming from the East Coast, so like of course it's gonna be more expensive. I had a layover in Washington DC. It like really wasn't that bad. It was only like 2 hours on the way there, like 3 hours on the way back. I was very happy with my airplane experience. I called them, like ordered a vegetarian meal, and like they got it all right on the flight. People were friendly, the flights were on time. I would do United again. I was also able to fly out of Sacramento instead of San Francisco, which is an important distinction because it's like a 2+ hour drive to like get to that airport. So much more convenient. And then once we got there, we just had like one day, well we had like basically the day we landed, because like we landed in the morning, we had that day to like get settled in our homestay or apartment or whatever, and then the next day our orientation started. We had a week of orientation with ISA where they basically told us all about what school would be like, what our homestays would be like, about cultural differences, etc. And like that's how I like got to know everyone in my program before school started. We had our placement test, and then the next week class started. We did do a preliminary online placement test before, and then chose what classes we wanted to based off that, and then they enrolled for us. So like we just like put it into like a form on our student portal for ISA, and then they enrolled us in the classes. And then the placement test at school was basically just to make sure that like the online test was correct, like to make sure we were in the right level. Again, I'll go into that more with the academic video. So then we had 12 weeks of class, I want to say, plus a spring break toward the end. And like I don't know why French schools do this. I have no idea. Like it could have just been mine, but like I left after finals, but they still had 2 like random weeks of class afterward that other people did. So like the people that stayed like technically like the full semester, like they're still in class right now, like these next 2 weeks, and they're just gonna be like listening to lectures for like no reason. So like I'm super happy that I chose the program that I did, even though like I said I didn't really get a choice just because of like timing wise. But yeah, overall I'm super glad that I went to France, and it was quite an experience, and I'm going to be diving into every part of it in these next videos. So I hope you all stick around. It's going to be a really fun time. Please give this video a thumbs up if you're excited to see these next videos, and please subscribe if you're not subscribed already, and I will see you guys next time. Bye.